Learn by Design are the key delivery partner within the Our Future Darby project. We got involved because we're passionate about Derby. We're passionate about making difference for young people. All of our work is about inspiring young people, whether that be in terms of building their resilience, whether it be about raising their awareness of STEM subjects, but really that core of career-related learning. We really truly believe that you've got to start early to really make an impact with young people, and that, you know, getting into primary schools, ensuring teachers have the confidence to bring careers into the classroom is really the route to making a project like this work and to really make a change in an area. We've been doing a significant amount of parental engagement, which has been really interesting. We've been out into the 7 wards doing carnivals, doing the Drawing Your Future exercise with children making badges. It's been quite interesting to see the parents' interactions with the children and what they think they might have said they wanted to do for a living and what the reality is. The parents have got really engaged in it and have actually stated to us that they want to see the children do more, and they now are starting to realise how they can help them to look at other opportunities. One of the key things for us is working with the parents to get them to listen to their children in terms of what the stories are they want to tell them about what they might want to do when they're older, and also getting them to talk to them and make suggestions, bringing it into conversation. We know parents only know what is on their doorstep and what they know, but by actually opening the children's eyes up and the parents' eyes up to what else is available, again, we can make a real step change. I think one of the key things for me is sometimes people don't realise that they've got stories to tell that can impact on young people, and I think, you know, encouraging people from all types of background, all types of communities, every range of job you can think of, whether you be the cleaner, the caretaker, somebody working in a kitchen, in a retail outlet, an engineer, a teacher, everybody has their story to tell these young people about the skills they use, why they're important, and how that connects back to what they learn in school. So I think really for me, it's everybody has that opportunity to be involved and can get involved in volunteer training to build their confidence to actually get involved in this project.
Well, I'm head of research on the Our Future Darby. It's a really exciting programme. The programme is really about children and their career-related learning. And in essence, we're looking at children's exposure to and experience of the world of work in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Well, in Our Future Darby, we've had 7 pilot projects. So we've been working with teachers, parents, carers, volunteers, and children in 7 schools in Derby. And we have learned a great deal from the early evaluation and impact assessment. Just to give you 3 key headlines. First of all, the children can't be what the children can't see. So we really need to get more volunteers to come into the schools to actually help the children to raise their aspirations. Secondly, we have found that teachers are really keen for the children to attain, to do really well in their subjects. And so Our Future Derby is actually bringing those subjects alive, and it's supporting the teachers through a training programme where we're helping them to connect the subject to the world of work. And thirdly, and most importantly, parents and carers. Across Derby, we're talking to parents who will be research participants in Our Future Derby. They will be telling us what their aspirations are for their children, but most importantly, they'll be telling us about the conversations that go on in the home about jobs, careers, and the things people do. It's very important that people understand that we're talking about career-related learning, and that means exposure to and experience of the world of work. We're not encouraging schools to say, what do you want to be when you grow up, and have a fixed mindset. We're looking for schools to be able to help children see that the world of work is changing. And we know at this stage there will be jobs that will be invented in the next week or month that we don't even know what they're called. So Our Future Derby will actually help the children focus on the skills that they've got, the things that they can do, and lift their confidence and their self-esteem. And that's what makes this project very exciting, with an evidence base and research that will show us whether the activities that go on in the classroom, how they make a difference to those children now and in the future.
I've been in schools a long time and I've seen lots of projects come and go, and we've had people come in from different employers, do different things with the children, and they've all been fantastic, but then they finish and that's it. So for me, the key to this project is staff CPD and leaving that legacy in the curriculum to raise aspirations for the children, to make them better citizens all round, because that's what employers want in the long run. I would really recommend this project to other schools, but it needs a whole school approach. It needs an ethos change in the school, and it needs all staff on board and parents to really think about how they want their children to be when they leave their school. It can't just be one teacher leading it, or one parent, or a fancy assembly. It's got to be more than that, and it's got to be truly embedded across all stakeholders. The highlight for me has been seeing the staff's eyes light up when they talk about a really drab part of the curriculum, and they talk to a professional who's nothing to do with schools about it and bring it to life using this project, and seeing staff more excited about boring topics now than ever. That's really excited me.
So we were invited today to come and see the students and to host a workshop with them. So they've had a go at building Kano computers, so actually having a look at the mechanics of a computer, how to build it, put it all together. And they've been having a look at sphero balls as well, so computer coding. So yeah, it's been fantastic. Lots of questions. So how does IT work in this industry? Or I want to be a singer, so I don't need IT. Well, actually, IT is across all industries. So that's been quite enlightening, I think, for the children. So as a business, about 3 years ago, we recognised that there was not the talent pool that we actually need within the city to recruit from for our industry. We deliver a lot of IT solutions, so having those skills in people is quite hard to find. So we decided that we were going to set up an academy alongside Derby College, which we've done. That's been running for 3 years now, and we recruit that way. But we also realised that a lot of the students, by the time they're at college, have already made their decision about their career path. And so we wanted to speak to the children at an earlier age, hopefully inspire them to have a look at different areas to go into. Definitely break the stereotype and moulds that it's just men for IT, or just women for nursing. So it's really interesting having those conversations as well. They've all been brilliant, but certainly those light bulb moments for the children where they've realised, oh, I could do this, and this isn't as hard as it looks, absolutely fantastic.
Well, I'm really passionate about the Our Future Darby project, and I believe it's got the potential to make a real difference to young people in Derby, particularly those in primary schools. So I've been championing this project in the opportunity area at the partnership board meetings and also in the Broader Horizons meetings, and I'm now involved in running the project and monitoring progress and the impact of the project. I think Our Future Darby is absolutely crucial to inspiring the next generation. We've got a fantastic range of local businesses in Derby, both large corporates like Rolls-Royce, where I work, but also some SMEs and startup companies as well. And Our Future Darby offers people from those businesses the opportunity to go into schools, talk to young people as young as 6, 7, 8 years old about the opportunities that we have in our city. And I think it's really important to bust some of the myths and stereotypes and perhaps old-fashioned views that are there about what careers are available. And I think this programme is really going to link up businesses with schools in a meaningful, impactful way. Well, I think there is probably a gap at the moment in terms of there's not much career provision in primary schools. There is quite a lot going on at secondary, but I think secondary is probably too late, and I think in primary schools children are making decisions about what they want to do in the future, but also
even more crucially, what they don't want to do. And sometimes that's based on myths and stereotypes that are no longer true. So I think it's really important to get involved at an early stage, to work closely with schools, to get businesses more involved in the classroom, so that children can access real role models, authentic people from the local area who are working in really exciting jobs, and they can find out more about it.
We're a national charity that connects volunteers from the world of work with schools, and the aim of doing that is to raise aspirations, broaden horizons, and get kids excited about their learning, and to challenge any stereotypes they may have about the people and the jobs they do. It's very inspiring to be here in Derby today, just to look at the range of volunteers we've had who work here in Derby, and talking to the young children here in Derby, and see how this is going to be rolled out across the whole of the area. It's a very exciting initiative where people are giving up time, maybe an hour a year, to go into their local school and chat to children about their jobs and answer questions that children have. And children are very inquisitive, and they often get their inspiration from the TV or social media, and if they can't see people doing the jobs, how do they know they exist? So it's an easy way of doing this, is just getting people from app designers to archaeologists to zoologists, from CEOs to apprentices, going into schools and talking to kids. I mean, they ask, young people ask such interesting questions of the adults. They're very inquisitive, and I think some of the kids had better ideas of what the people on the What's My Line did than some of the adults. But it's clear that a lot of the guesses are based on who they see in their family and their community or on TV, which is what you'd expect. Nothing wrong with that. But if we can get people to go into schools, it broadens. So we had on the panel today, we had a female firefighter, we had a female rugby player, we had a male engineer, we had a scientist, a really lovely range of people going in. For those kids, they're relatable role models. They can say, I could see myself doing that one day. I think it's very much owned by the community, and I think what's happened in other places is you get one or two schools who do it, and then other schools see the benefit, and it spreads. So, I would hope you come back here in 5 years, every school in this area will be doing something, starting in primary schools. Every primary school will be doing things with volunteers from the world of work, about bringing learning to life, making fun, whether it's World Book Day or all the other sort of days that schools have, Environment Day, Black History Month, sort of days where people go into schools and just explain what their job is and how it's relevant to the young people.
Our role is to support the CPD, the professional development part of the programme, working with teachers and school leaders. So we're trying to make sure that there's a legacy beyond the term of this programme, in particular to ensure that we equip teachers and leaders to embed career-related learning within curriculum learning in the classrooms. Well, I've been delighted by the uptake because there's considerable enthusiasm. The new Ofsted framework requires teachers to look at how they're going to deliver a rich curriculum. Many schools are reviewing the curriculum that they put together to engage young people and children in their schools. And so it's a really good time to be considering innovative ways in which they make that learning more engaging for the youngsters. So our job is to work with them, in particular to target or look at particular topics that they were already planning to deliver, and to work alongside them to show how it's possible to engage employer partners to bring that learning to life. But the programme operates nationally, so we've worked from as far south as Croydon and up to North Tyneside. We've done a lot of work in the East Midlands over the last couple of years. But I think what interests me particularly about this programme in Derby is that it focuses on primary schools, and therefore young children who probably in many cases would not have much in the way of career-related learning. The statutory duty for careers education starts at year 8 or in secondary schools, whereas our experience is that the earlier you start that learning journey, the more likely you are to equip young people with the aspirations and skills that will enable them to make informed choices about what they do beyond school.
So we're really excited to be a part of the Our Future Darby project. As a Chamber of Commerce, our members talk to us all the time about the issues they have in terms of exciting young people, attracting young people into their organisations. What this project does, and it does fantastically well, is it takes those business people into primary schools across Derby and really helps give them an idea of what's on in the local community and how as a young person they can aspire to be be employed and living and working and enjoying Derby in the future. So the Chamber of Commerce in Derby and Derbyshire is really excited to be part of the Our Futures Derby project. Our members tell us all the time that they struggle to excite young people and attract young people into their businesses. What this project does is it takes those businesses and those business people into the schools. It gives young people a chance to find out more, to ask questions, to learn about what's out there and to equip them with what they need to grow up and live and work and enjoy Derby for the long term.
I've just taken part as a volunteer in our Future Darby What's My Line assembly. It was really interesting to see what the kids thought like my industry was, because I came in plain clothes and they were getting like actress, carer, assistant, teacher, and then when I walked in my sports kit they were all a bit taken back and the woes sort of filled the room, but it was really, really exciting.
I'm Casey and I think today was a really nice day. My favourite thing was building the laptops because I don't really get to do that and it's pretty cool to do coding, and I loved how we got to try and guess the jobs of 6 contestants. It was really fun because you had all of these thoughts in your head and there was different people that looked like they did something else and then they did something rather than that. Like I thought this girl was an author, but she was actually a rugby player, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm Ibi and I'm from Derby. So today was a really nice day. We come here and we do lots of things like build train tracks, and we do IT by making computers, which was the best part.
I liked about this one how we got to make a bulb work, and in the other room I liked how I just liked all of it, and for the third one I especially liked how we learned where each piece of a laptop goes.
The laptop part was really not good because I finally got to do what my dream was by building a computer.